Hi, I'm Joe Bravita from Empire Music, empiremusic.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we are Taylor Guitars' online preferred dealer, one of only a handful in the world, which means we bring you the best Taylor guitar stuff, like new models, including this, just released this second to the Ethos, the 514 CE, new for 2022. The 514 CE has consistently been a mahogany guitar. You know, all the 500 series have always been mahoganies. And as Taylor continues to evolve their line and Andy Powers continues to put his fingerprints across it, we're seeing new woods that are part of Taylor's urban wood initiative. They're really using sustainability as a driving force in their pursuit of new tone woods. Obviously, there's many tone woods. Taylor uses tons of rosewood and maple, and there's still mahogany, right, in the 300 series. But many of the exotic woods that we're used to seeing, or things that were outside of those, are very difficult to source, and they come from places of the world that are very difficult to interact with legally. So we still want to get new sounds, right? And through this Urban Wood initiative, we've gotten Urban Ash for the Builder's Edition 324s. And we get this amazing red Ironbark for the new 500 series. This will be referred to as red Ironbark or urban Ironbark. It depends on the nomenclature you're gonna see at the time. I think obviously it's not called urban Ironbark in the books at the library, but Taylor is gonna refer to it that to make sure the emphasis is there. What's really amazing about it, and what makes it unique, I think, in Taylor's lineup, is that it's a very hard wood, kind of like an ebony, but it's got the woof of a softer tone wood, like a rosewood. And they don't have anything like this in the line. When I first played it, it really kind of threw me for a loop, because there's a general rule when they tell me what I'm gonna experience, I kind of mentally place it in the line and say, oh, it's really just like this, or oh, wow, it's really just like this. This guitar is really unique. And part of it is the rest of the design. A lot of it is the rest of the design. Torrefied Sitka spruce top, so a baked top gives us a warmer tone. But this kind of the hidden secret outside of the tone wood choice here is it's V-class braced. And something that Taylor doesn't do a lot of talking about, much to my chagrin, is that V-class bracing isn't the same in every single guitar. And this is a special, and they're saying it's a special version of V-class bracing. And why is that important? Because as the materials change, as the number of the series goes up, things are being changed to make those guitars perform the best they can, while the footprint is still V-class. And you know, Taylor hasn't got a ton into explaining that, which sometimes makes it confusing as to why would you buy a 340, you know, why would you buy anything over a 300 series, because it's all the same inside. It's not. It's a lot different inside. And now you're starting to see the changes. The new 700 series that just got released with the all Koa matte finish has this unique back brace in the V scheme. This has its own V brace design scheme, which is really exciting and definitely gives it that meteor tone. If you haven't noticed, and I have, and I've sold Taylor guitars since '94. It's pretty clear to me that the tone of Taylor guitars is shifting warmer. The V bracing from Andy Powers has really pushed that forward. So when Andy came on, you know, we didn't know really what to expect, and obviously the V bracing is, you know, it feels like an out there scheme because guitars have been typically X braced. It's made all the guitars warmer, and slowly but surely the guitars get fatter sounding, whether it be new tone woods, which is great because Taylor was always what? The bright guitar. Oh, they're bright. You know, I mean, they play great, but they're really bright. We don't have that now. We have a gorgeous Grand Auditorium body shape, which is super popular. It's the body shape that Taylor's associated with. Obviously cutaway, mahogany neck, and this gorgeous, lightly shaded edge burst finish. You can see all the physical appointments, like it has a single ring rosette, aerial inlays in Italian acrylic. It's, you know, just a beautiful instrument. Let's talk about the tone, because you know I like to do the dynamic range and the mids of the guitar. And I want you to send me your answers below. Tell me what you think this guitar sounds like, and I'm going to tell you what I think too. Let's check it out. Okay, I'll wait for you to write your answers below. The confusion with this guitar in explaining it, because it's so unique to the Taylor lineup, is that you hear the ebony style influence in there, right? And where do you hear that? You hear it in those beautiful top end, piano-like top end. It's focused and defined, and it's still not, it's not brittle. But it's crisp, and it's there, and it's really present. Then you run into this almost like Koa mahogany mid-Z that's really present and balanced, and you're like, oh, that's nice. But where my brain goes kind of twisted is at the bottom end, because typically in guitars like this, you don't get the thumpy bottom end. You've got to give something up. And here, it gives you that big, boomy bottom end. It's really, really kind of wild that you hear almost like a rosewood presence on the bass response, but the warmth or the roundness of a mahogany tint to it. Then, like I said, you get that mahogany Koa mids, and then that top end, that beautiful like ebony or maple. It's not as bright as maple, but that ebony. It's just like you just really hear it. The top end output probably isn't as loud as a spruce rosewood guitar. I definitely feel like the guitar doesn't want to give you that massive, massive volume. Now that being said, I always find that pounding a guitar into oblivion to get the most amount of output, usually you're playing too small of a guitar. And like a grand auditorium guitar is meant to be able to do fingerstyle. You heard the immediate response when I played lightly. It sounds amazing, and it really does open up big. So for this body shape, it's impressive. But it's like, is it going to be maybe feel as loud as a rosewood guitar? Probably not. The back and sides being a little bit more dense. You notice that in the playing, because the tone is very immediate. So as soon as you touch the strings, you feel the sound coming out, which is really, really cool. Let's check out the middle of the guitar, because it is so unique, where like that warmth and kind of sweetness of mahoganies and Koa I find apparent. The mids are exquisite. I mean, wow. It's just like, it's really just unique, because I've had this guitar in my hands a handful of times now, and each time I'm even more impressed at its versatility, because I really feel, as a general rule, you pick a super great responsive guitar, but we give away something. Here, the mids are just so rambunctious and present, but they're not this overpowering, like, scream in your face, and it's not met by a brittle top end. Like I said, the bottom end isn't thin. It's righteous. I mean, the 514 CE, new from Taylor Guitars with a torrefied Sitka spruce top, special V-class bracing. But the real story is the red Ironbark, or urban Ironbark. Same thing, different way of naming it. New from Taylor Guitars. You can see it right at empiremusic.com. As you know, we do full factory setups on everything we sell. We send the best Taylor guitars out in the country. Call me 412-915-7118. You can text me there too. That's my cell phone number. Go to the site, check out all the Taylor guitars. We'll get you dialed in to the newest edition, the 514 CE Red Ironbark from Taylor Guitars. Subscribe to our channel if you dig our content. In the meantime, check out our site and check out all the great Taylor inventory. Thanks for watching.